Alright, we got the new patch notes with the spell DoT buffs. Added a new Bitter Frost keystone basm north of the witch's starting location. Bitter Frost grants enemies chill player hits have damage taken increase by chill effect. Enemies in your chilling areas have damage taken increase by chill effect and cannot deal non-cold damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't really think of DoT right away with that. I think of Winter Orb, but we'll see with the buffs. Add a new lightning keystone north of Witch, grants 25% more max lightning damage, 50% less minimum lightning damage, and cannot deal non-lightning damage. Add a voracious flame keystone passive north of the Witch starting location, grants an additional ignite on each enemy. Base ignite duration is 1 second, 25% less damage with ignite, and cannot deal non-fire damage. So I guess any ignite build that you're kind of constantly replying it would be good. Really most ignite builds just use like Flame Blast, which you're not exactly spamming, so I don't know how good that really will be in practice, but if there's a build that hits constantly with ignites, that will be good. Bane. 100% increased debuff duration per curse applied, and now deals 1243 base damage from 1075. So that's a pretty good upgrade. That's like, what, 17% or so. Not bad. Bane is kind of ZDPS anyways, though. Sorry. I don't know if the debuff duration scales anything for that particular build, but Bane has been very bad and will probably still be bad. Bane of Condemnation. Base radius of 1.2 meters, previously 0.8. 100% more damage per curse applied, previously 60%. Now deals 1685 base chaos damage from 1341. I don't know if that... I really don't know anything about Bane because it has been absolute poop fart for so long, so I don't know if that's actually good, to be honest. Blight. From 421 base chaos damage to 469. Maybe I should just open up a calculator for the actual percentage, so got 11% increase there. Blight of Atrophy is now has an extra 0.2 meters, cast time of 0.2, previously 0.25, and has the same base damage as the regular Blight. Blight of Contagion, this is the one that people usually use, has an extra 0.2 meters to radius, now deals 950 base damage, previously 837. 12%. Pretty much the same. Contagion. You only really use Contagion for the debuff spreads, so I'm not even gonna look at those. Corrupting Fever, 1.5 base duration, and 411 fizz damage from 335. Oh, actually 19. Death's Oath, from 1250 to 1600, it's still gonna be ZDPS. Energy Blade can now only be used if all equipped weapons are swords, previously any non-bow weapon. I actually didn't know that. I thought it had to be a sword. Interesting. Essence Strain. Got, big upgrade actually. From 2170 damage to 2729. That's actually pretty big. 21%. Not bad. Here's the big one too. Essence Strain of Desperation. 5321 base damage from 4726. 12%. I think Chaos Dot will be pretty decent now. It was playable before, it was like mid damage, now it'll be like slightly higher. Pretty nice, honestly. I thought Chaos Dot was like in an okay spot, so nice. Exsanguinate, we got a pretty juicy buff here actually. 20%. Flame Wall, nobody's using that for DoT. Reap, we got like a 20% buff as well. Pretty good. Fizz Dot, looking pretty juicy actually. All of them got buffed. Searing Bond, got a pretty substantial buff there. Honestly, Searing Bond, if you like stick it in an RF build, it's a decent amount of damage. Just kind of annoying to use. So, Siphoning Trap Pain, 2500 to 3000. Soul Rend, like Also 20%. It's looking like mostly 20% everywhere. When base mana cost reduced. Storm Cascade, I'm not even gonna look at that Storm Call chart is. Wintertide brand base debuff duration is now 2 seconds, previously 1. Now deals 389 base cold damage from 289. That's pretty, or 298. That's pretty big one. But it was kind of ZD fast before. I mean, it's obviously gonna be better before now, but you know, it's still not gonna be great. I still wouldn't play Wintertide brand. Volroop can now store in 2 Volroop can now store 2 uses, previously 1. Has a soul gain prevention of 6 seconds, and the effect of Boiling Blood now linger for 4 seconds instead of 2. 4950 base damage at level 20 from 3881. Nice. Another like 20%. So it's looking like most skills here either got 12% buff or like 20%. In that range. From 10 to like 22. Infernal Legion, like 20% buff. It got a nice little radius meter buff here too. And that's about it actually. Oh wait, there's more. Okay, so there's a few more. Cold Snap, got a little cast time buff, got a little crit buff, which doesn't matter. And then it got like a 20% buff, can you believe it? Not bad, it's okay. It is a buff, it's Cold DoT. Creeping Frost, got like a little extra crit. Actually got nerfed on the effectiveness. Got buffed radius. And got a little bit of a buff here, would you believe it? It's like 12%. And it got a flat damage nerf. Interesting. I guess Creeping Frost Mines are pretty dead now. Not that it was a particularly popular build, but it existed. Creeping Frost that flows got a little bit of crit chance, effectiveness nerf, radius buff, and it got like 12% buff there for the cold damage. Can you believe it? And flat damage nerfed. Flame Dash, yeah, I mean, okay. Ooh, Ice Storm, now is a max of 8 Ice Storms, previously 5 and a crit chance 7.5. Whispering Ice has been really bad for a while. I wonder if that makes it better. I mean, obviously it's better, but I mean worth using. Lightning Orb now has a cast time of 0.6 seconds, previously 0.7. Mana cost is increased. Lightning Orb is actually kind of nice to use on some builds, so that'll be pretty nice. Vortex, reduced cast time, which is very nice for Vortex. Even though the main reason people used it before was that it was instant, but you know. And, ooh, actually got a nice little 20% buff there. Actually 15, but close enough. Vortex of Projection. A massive cold damage buff for DoT. 1386 to 2112. It's the biggest buff here. Ball Cold Snap has 2 uses stored now. Reduce soul cost. Reduce soul gain prevention. Buffed cast time. Buff crit chance, which I didn't even know that could crit. And a pretty good, like 20% buff here. So yeah, I would say probably the biggest winner here is Fizzdal. Fizzdal was already pretty nice. I think Fizzdal will feel super smooth now after these. Chaos DoT, pretty okay. It's still not going to be a super meta build, but it's very playable, especially now. Winter Orb buffed from the Bitter Frost Keystone. Everything else doesn't really look too notable for me. Stay tuned for my top Luxar video coming soon.